As a short introduction, he's the head of Mobext for Asia Pacific. He's also the concurrent CEO of Mobext Philippines. He's been a pioneer in mobile marketing. He's had 10 years experience in mobile. And he worked with the brand management department of Procter & Gamble Philippines, managing the laundry category. So ano ibig sabihin nun? Magaling ka maglaba? Probably yes. Also helped launch numerous successful products into the market. He holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in philosophy and Bachelor of Science in Business Management from the De La Salle University, where he graduated cum laude. Our speaker for this last part of our morning session is the head of Mobext Asia Philippines, Mobext Asia Pacific, current CEO of Mobext Philippines, Art Policarpio.
See you again. Good afternoon. I'm hungry just as you are, so I'll head right through it. So anyway, business transformation through mobile. This is not a talk about mobile marketing. It's not about mobile marketing. Because what I want to point out in this talk is that mobile is bigger than marketing. It is probably the biggest business transformation tool that has ever been invented in modern history. And before we go into that, just a quick overview of who we are, just so you know our background. We are a mobile marketing agency network. We operate in 23 markets worldwide. In Asia Pacific, we have 9 markets operating, including the Philippines. All right, we all know that mobile is big. The facts are there. I'm not going to belabor this point. There are more mobile phones than people in the Philippines. And out of those handsets, 64% are actually internet-enabled. We're the fastest growing smartphone market in Southeast Asia. And 55% of Facebook users access Facebook in the Philippines through their mobile device. We all know it's huge, it's big. But the big question is, how come brands are not spending money on this medium? And if you're from the agency side, it's a frustrating thing. 100 million cell phone users spend money. But the money doesn't come yet. Why? Right? Why? So I've been struggling with that question for so many years now. And I think we need to get into the heads of the CEOs to get an answer to that question. What keeps these guys awake at night? What are, if there are 3 things that keep them awake at night, what are those 3 things? And how can mobile play a role in those things? If you think about it, these are 3 things that matter to CEOs. Increase in sales, reducing costs, and improving the customer experience. Right? And if you want mobile to grow, if you want mobile to really transform businesses, we should focus on these 3 things. I know there's a lot of measures out there. You've been bombarded with metrics, but do we really honestly think that a CEO would buy a campaign on the basis of, click-through rates, CTRs? That's just not the way they think. These are the 3 things that matter to them. And you will see later on 5 examples of campaigns from a mobile perspective that delivered on these KPIs. And we have to stop thinking of mobile as just a media channel. We always think of mobile as just an extension of the rest of the media mix. Reach, impressions, etc. But mobile goes beyond that, as you will see. I think we have to think of mobile as a business transformation platform that can change the way we do marketing, commerce, distribution, customer service, research, product development, and even the entire business model of a company. And if you look at this is the multifunctional team of a CEO, right? Mobile can have an impact across all of these channels, all of these aspects of the business. So first, let's show some cases on how mobile has transformed marketing. The first case has to do with in-store marketing. Based on research among consumer brands, majority of purchase decisions by consumers are actually made not in front of a TV set, not while reading the newspaper, but inside the store. Yes, TV influences you, media influences you, but ultimately, the product that you will end up buying in the store depends on the store environment to a large extent. 70 to 80% of decisions are made inside the store. So that's why for P&G, I have a background from P&G. We call this the first moment of truth, the most important touch point where we have to influence the consumer. And for the longest time, since 1999, 1998, consumer brands like P&G have been investing in in-store marketers. So if you walk down an aisle, you'll see a push girl, in-store marketer doing a demo. Ma'am, sir, please buy my product. Why? Because so and so and so. And since I entered P&G in 1999, they've been doing that. Until now, the industry is still doing it. So it works. But bottom line, the problem there is that consumers tend to zoom out. It's, in a way, irritating. It's an interruption. It's push marketing inside the store. So how do we change that? How do we convert these in-store marketers into people that consumers will actually love? And the big idea here is to convert them into in-store consultants, powering them with tablets. And that is what we did for P&G. So P&G's army of more than 300 in-store marketers were given tablets inside the store, and we use the tablets to convert them into consultants. For example, instead of a Olay push girl, you now have an Olay beauty consultant inside the store who has a tablet and works with the consumer. What are your skin problems? Let's input it in the system, and then at the end of it, the system will produce a custom product regimen depending on your customized needs. So it's a service. Pantene. So what we did for Pantene was there's a scanner attached to the tablet, and the in-store marketer scans your hair. And then actually the data, it captures data about the hair type of the consumer, damage levels and all that. So here, it comes out. It's a Pantene hair analyzer service. And then it produces a customized product recommendation for you. So it's solution selling, from push selling to solution selling. And this approach has now become a standard. So Unilever is doing it. The tablet is now the digital hub for in-store marketing. And this was pioneered in the Philippines, and other markets are actually following suit. Australia, more advanced markets supposedly than the Philippines. This campaign won silver in the recent MMA Smarties Awards. That's the regional awards for mobile marketing. It's the second best campaign in Asia Pacific for conversion and trial. Bottom line, it worked. People gravitated towards the consumers, engagement was high, and more importantly, they bought. And going back to the metrics of the CEO, two things that matter. It increased sales, and it's a better customer experience, especially in the first moment of truth. Second story, mobile commerce. Commerce on mobile devices is going to be very, very big in the Philippines. It's going to be a phenomenon. And if you look at other markets where digital spending is higher than the Philippines, one thing that you will notice is there is a direct correlation between digital commerce spend and digital ad spending. So when people buy products online, digital spend will grow. When people start buying products using their mobile devices, spending on mobile will grow as well. And when I say mobile commerce, it's not just really buying a physical product on your phone. It's mobile-enabled commerce, as you will see. Transactions are commerce that were enabled by the mobile device. And this is a campaign that we did for McDonald's Philippines. Won silver in the MMA regional awards as well. So this is the second best mobile commerce campaign in the entire Asia Pacific, based on the awards. So every year, McDonald's distributes Ang Pao mobile coupons. Ang Pao coupons, printed coupons. They spend a lot of money printing the coupons, manpower, distributing it all over. It's been working ever since. This year was the first year where we tried enabling consumers to get a copy of the coupon, quote unquote, through their mobile device. So now you have an option. You can either redeem the coupons via print or via a mobile device. And we did that through a very, very simple three-step process. So there's a mobile site. You register once, so it's database building for McDonald's. You choose the coupon you want, exactly the same offers in the printed coupons. And you redeem. That's it. Very simple. And here's another takeaway for mobile. The simpler it is, the better. The more you overcomplicate stuff on mobile, the less successful it'll be. So simple three-step process, all in one screen. So there's a lot of integration across media, so mobile social integration. So if you claim a coupon, for example, that gets posted in your Facebook account. So there's viral marketing. We also integrated it with print. So if you notice, very simple. There's a QR code. And people I know are doubtful about QR codes. Do people really scan QR codes? I myself was doubtful of this prior to this campaign, but once I saw the numbers, it's actually very surprising. People scan QR codes in the Philippines. It worked. And something as crude as, because we didn't really have time, something as crude as posting the QR code in their Facebook fan page for people to scan. It's not an ideal scenario, but people actually scanned. So it works. There's a lot of integration with the out-of-home. In-store, if you go there, it will tell you you can redeem the coupons via print or via mobile. And since this was McDonald's first major campaign on mobile, we co-invested in media. So we sort of did a proof of concept to them. We will invest in the mobile media portion through this program called the Atom Funds, where it's a global program of Mobext where we match a brand's first investment in mobile. All right. And the beautiful thing about this is that it's a flawless in-store experience. You walk into a McDonald's store and every single cashier knows what to do. You go there, they will honor the coupon. And everyone was trained less than a month. Fast break, because this was really a test. And I cannot reveal the exact numbers, but suffice to say, it was a phenomenal success. All three key metrics, sales increased, better customer experience, driven down the costs, all worked. And I want to point out one key metric that we really monitored with this project. One key thing that we monitored was the revenue to spend ratio of mobile compared to print coupons. So when I say revenue to spend ratio, how much do you spend per peso distributing a printed coupon, manpower, printing, and how much worth of revenue in terms of actual redemptions does that generate? So revenue to spend, revenue per peso spent. We compare that versus mobile. How much did we spend on mobile coupons, the platform, etc., and how much revenue was generated in terms of actual coupons redeemed? And we found out that the revenue to spend ratio for mobile is dramatically higher compared to print. And moving forward, you're going to see a lot more stuff from McDonald's, breakthrough stuff from a mobile perspective, particularly in the area of mobile commerce. So this is going to change the rules of the game, the retail industry in particular. There's going to be a lot of activity for mobile commerce, and it's going to be a very, very exciting field. All right, third aspect, mobile transforms the customer experience. Customer experience obviously is very important. So this is a case for Wilcon Depot. So if you walk into a Wilcon Depot store, you're going to see a huge warehouse, huge space, lots of boxes, lots of tiles, etc., etc. So let's say you're a home builder. You walk into a Wilcon Depot store. What's the process for ordering? So there's an in-store person who will come with you with a piece of paper. You point out the items that you want to buy. I want to get 10 tiles, 5 pieces of this, and the person writes it down. So you spend an hour going around the store with a person assisting you in taking down the orders. And then you go to the cashier to pay. And then what happens? Common issues. Number one, there's an error in the orders because of human error, right? It's a lot of orders. Then the person just writes it down. Second issue, the time to service. It's very long to service the whole thing. Third issue, you go all over the store and then you go to the cashier ready to pay only to be told that, sorry, sir, that product is not available. And then you have to go out and choose another caller, etc., etc. So those are the issues with the current situation. But Wilcon is successful as it is. But how can we improve the customer experience using mobile? So the solution is a very simple scan-and-go tablet application, which is used by the in-store assistants. So if you want a particular product, you point it out to the assistant. The assistant scans the barcode of the product, and then automatically it captures the order. You tell the person how many pieces of this particular tile you want, and then it tells you if the product is available or not. Very simple, very seamless, but the benefit for the customer, it's faster time to serve, a lot of benefits for both the customer and Wilcon. Faster times to serve, and the in-store assistants can now serve multiple customers at the same time. Whereas before, they can only assist one person because they have to write it down. Now they can service multiple customers at the same time because it's very simple. You scan and you go. Minimal errors, instant inventory confirmation, and here's another big opportunity, CRM. Now we know what products you usually buy, how often, what's your preference in terms of colors, etc. And all that information is stored in the system, which can then be used by future in-store marketers to personalize and customize the experience inside the store. So one-to-one marketing inside the store, enabled by mobile. So that campaign is a perfect example of how mobile can transform the customer experience. All right, this is another campaign that we have done, Mobext has done in Brazil. This is for the launch of Hyundai in Brazil. Big launch, first time that they're launching a car at scale in Brazil. So here's an example of how mobile can be integrated across the entire consumer journey. So first, as you know, the consumer journey is awareness, consideration, trial, purchase, loyalty. You will see in this campaign that mobile enables all of those touch points, enabling customers to have a seamless experience across their entire journey with a brand. So on awareness, very simple thing, we integrated QR codes and out of home and in print. And we got over 30,000 scans in less than a month. That may be small if you're a consumer brand, but this is a car company. How much is 30,000 leads worth to you? I mean, if only for this, how much are you willing to pay for this entire campaign? We got 30,000 leads simply by putting a QR code in a print ad. How much would that cost? And nearly 30% of the total traffic to the mobile site actually came from the QR codes. Very simple, very cost efficient to do. And here's one of the powers of mobile. Every single customer engagement touchpoint, every single media channel now becomes interactive. You are empowering consumers to respond to an ad, never before possible. Outdoor. How can you engage with an outdoor ad using your laptop computer? Only mobile can do that, right? So now it's practically a mortal sin to have an ad that comes out that doesn't have a mobile engagement vehicle, whether it's QR codes or SMS call to action. Doesn't cost you a lot. And then they produce a mobile website. Got over 90,000 visitors in a month. And they spent almost 4 minutes average navigation time in a car mobile site. That shows you the level of engagement. And we produced a consumer catalog tablet app. So bottom line, it allows you to investigate the car further, appreciate it, and you can create your own car. Customize your car. You can change the mags, the color, and it's all about making it mine and then making it real to the consumer. Now for trial, we were able to generate over 10,000 test drives for this campaign. How did we do it? It was anchored on this campaign for, this is the outdoor version of their car. So the target market for this vehicle is really the outdoor enthusiasts, who have an active lifestyle. So what did we do? We produced a maps application, but not a normal maps application. It's an engaging maps application that shows you the great places to go out. Skiing, skateboarding, etc., etc. All in one interactive map. And you can follow your friends. You can see what your friends are doing. Friend A is somewhere wakeboarding, etc. And then if you want to follow, you go there. You can see the map. So it's content. It's not pure utility. But then this app generated indirectly, directly actually, 10,000 downloads. So instead of saying, please do a test drive, we did it this way. Very subtle. We gave them something useful, something engaging, and they ended up actually doing the test drive. And in store, so the purchase part, we enabled the dealerships with tablets. So when you walk into a dealership, the salesperson inside the store now carries a tablet. And if you have a question, anything related to purchasing the car, the information is instantly captured here. How much would it cost if I get it via loan? 6 years to pay. How much if I add this, and this? What would it look like if it's a color, etc., etc. So it's an enablement tool for the sales force to close deals better inside the store. And after you've bought the car, you are given an after-sales smartphone app. Have you ever used your user manual in the car? I've never used my user manual. Every time I need it, for some reason, it's gone. Right? But here, what we did was, we embedded the user manual of the car in your phone. Makes sense, right? But it's more than just a user manual. It tells you the history of your car. It tells you fuel consumption data. So you can use it as a tool to track fuel consumption, service schedules, roadside assistance requests, dealer links, etc. It's something useful for the customer. And this is one rule for creating mobile apps. Usefulness, utility, something that people need, or something which has inherent entertainment value or gamification. In this case, utility is the core benefit. And fantastic results. The car was a great success, increase in sales, and a flawless customer experience. So as you will see, mobile was part of the entire customer journey, right from the initial stage all the way to after you have bought the car. All right, last case. This is not a Mobext case. This is a case from Australia, but it's a beautiful case, fantastic case. Is it possible for mobile to transform the way you do research and product development? All right, so we'll see. So here's the challenge for this particular brand. How do you introduce a new beer brand in a highly crowded market? And ironically, the answer they produced was they will launch the product without a product. Does that make sense? You'll see later on why. They launched the product without the actual product. Why? Because they let the consumers co-create the product with them, even before launch. And mobile was the primary channel for enabling this co-creation. So let's hope the video works. Music, please. Sounds. All right, I'll just try to interpret for you. So, many years ago, there was a beer. Anyway, so this is a picture of their facility. Oh, this is strange. All right, let me talk you through it while they fix the audio. So what did they do? They launched a mobile app prior to launching the whole product. So the whole concept of the mobile app was to get people to capture the perfect beer moment. So let's say you're drinking beer. So they used consumers as a free platform for product development, essentially. So you have an app, you download the app. If you're having a beer moment, they want to capture the perfect beer moment. So
How did we launch
there you
an
go.
Australian
Thank you.
winemaker's first ever beer into a market obsessed with heritage? Without a rustic beer backstory or quaint old brewery, there was no point in looking back. Instead, we used a state-of-the-art brewing facility to create something that had never been done. We launched a beer without a beer. Introducing the Perfect Lager Project, a quest to find out what makes drinking beer perfect and bottle it. We would create a beer made for the people, by the people. Part research project, part mobile game, part brewing brief, we created a mobile app that collected data and enjoyment levels of Australian beer drinking experiences as they happened. After almost 7,000 ratings, we handed all the data over to the boffins at the Casella Brewery to work their magic and produce these two love children. Introducing Arvo 34 and Arvo 51. Two potentially perfect beers named after the best time to enjoy them, according to all that data. But the story of Australia's first ever crowd brewed beer didn't end there. To find out which brew was most perfect, we split all 6-packs and cartons down the middle, half Arvo 34, half Arvo 51, and asked Aussie beer drinkers to vote for their favourite. Won't be easy saying goodbye to one of our offspring, but it will have to be done, for there can only be one perfect lager.
All right, so the mobile app collected data points about the perfect beer experience, temperature, etc. And they used that information to produce the perfect beer and got people involved by voting for their beer preference. Very successful. Even prior to launch, they were able to sell more than 10%, I think, of their sales. So the consumers choose the perfect brew. So they involve the consumer in the product development process, even before the launch. And imagine the power of that. When the product finally launched, they had a critical base of consumers who actually helped co-create that product. Incredibly powerful stuff. And that's the whole point of this talk. Mobile goes beyond media. Mobile is a powerful tool for transforming businesses. Think, of course, marketing, commerce, distribution, customer service, research, product development. All of these aspects can be influenced by mobile, can be revolutionized by mobile. So mobile is a business transformation platform. And with that, just permit me a single plug here. If you're clueless on your mobile marketing, we have a service called Lens, which gives you a free mobile marketing audit. So we'll analyze your brand and give you a free report on mobile marketing. So that's it. Thank you. If you have questions, feel free to ask. If you're hungry, let's all go and eat.
Thank you, Art. So, that's a good question. Is everybody hungry?
Yes.
Yeah. But would you still want Art to take a few questions? Okay, cool. So, does it look like there are still some industries here in the Philippines that could take a cue from what you've shown, that they should go mobile in trying to offer their services or their products?
Oh, I think every industry should look at mobile.
But are there still some industries you
yeah.
think that have somehow not latched onto that idea?
Well, in general, I think, in terms of first, on the positive side, what are the industries which I think are ripe for mobile?
Yeah.
Number one is retail. Very powerful, as you've seen here.
And there are a lot of them already.
Slowly getting there. But travel is a big industry for mobile,
Yep.
mobile commerce, marketing, etc. Consumer brands, obviously, a lot of you are consumer brands. Very powerful tool for mobile as well. But again, my recommendation is go beyond media, as you've seen in the P&G and Unilever cases. These are not necessarily mobile media campaigns, but they worked.
But in terms of, say, crowdsourcing, but that's a good idea too. Crowdsourcing for brands to be able to come up with better products. How doable is that in our local context?
I think it's perfectly doable. Filipinos are known to be co-creators of content. Anyway, we love co-creating stuff. We're one of the most active, YouTube uploaders in the world. We produce videos. So, I mean, that behavior, I think, can be tapped in terms of crowdsourcing and co-creating products, ideas, etc. So, and people love to share. People love to co-create stuff. So that behavior, I think, is inherent in Filipinos.
Okay. But has there been some way to make the brands, I guess, look at mobile as something that will be cost-effective for them, if they're still thinking that it doesn't generate maybe the store traffic or even the online traffic that they'd want to achieve?
The common issue I see in terms of brands hesitating to go mobile is that, number one, they don't have any prior knowledge or data. Not like traditional media. The book on traditional media has been written. For example, when I was in P&G, we had a university program to learn how to produce a print ad, a TVC. So the book has been written for these other channels. But for mobile, there's none. Because it's new. And everyone is learning as we go along. So I think the key for brands to make the jump is to just experiment. Start small. That was what we did for McDonald's. No prior data. We didn't know if it will work or not. But we just went ahead and tried it. Small scale. If it works, scale it up.
So experimentation.
Experimentation, I think, is going to be the key. Yeah.
At this stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's not much to lose if they experiment.
Yeah, you can launch a small mobile campaign just by taking one TV spot, for example. As small as one TV spot, is that going to hurt your GRPs? I don't think so, right?
Okay.
So,
come election time, should candidates go into mobile spending?
Not spamming.
That's right.
Because the common approaches I've seen for mobile for elections is, politicians spam. They buy lists, they buy mobile phone lists illegally, and they spam the hell out of people. And I think, number one, it's wrong, and number two, it's very ineffective. It'll irritate people.
Okay. So that's one.
Don't spam.
That's one field you think maybe that cannot be transformed by mobile.
No, it can be transformed by
Can be?
mobile. A lot of other ways, like integrating a mobile call to action in every other media that they spend. They spend on TV anyway, so build your own opt-in mobile database, for example, just by including a call to action across media. There are ways of doing it, permission-based marketing.
Okay. All right. Any room for questions?
I think there's one here.
Oh, all right. Thank you for pointing that out. All right. Here's a question from Pamela 1. It says, how much stronger do you think is the zero moment of truth now than the first moment of truth?
That's a good question. Zero moment of truth. I'm not going to pretend I know that. What is a zero moment of truth? Where's Pamela? I'm not going to bluff my way into the question. Share with us, please.
The zero moment of truth.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
Is that a not a familiar mobile marketing
anyone who
term?
knows that?
The zero moment of truth?
Trish, yeah, you know that?
Is that what?
Does anyone know that?
Is that what happens on a blind date? The zero moment of truth? I mean, you show up and say, "Are you Art?"
Oh, we'll research that later on.
All right. All right. The first moment of truth. All right then. Okay. Unfortunately, Pam, it's quite difficult to answer because we don't know the terminology. We don't know the terminology. All right. All right. Anybody else out there? All right. I think this is the moment of truth, Art. We've come to the close of the first segment of this summit today. Well, thank you very much, Art Policarpio.
Thank you.
Thank you.